Rich, thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi there.
It is so good to see you. Okay, Rich, so welcome to the show, by the way. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Share us a little about about you and how you came about to be the education manager over at AZ StRUT.
Well, let me first tell you I'm not a fan of technology. So when I started out in college, late 70s, a counselor says, hey, you need to get into technology. This is the future. And after dealing with diagram trees and if-then statements and punch cards that were always plugging up and not being read very well, I said, if this is the future, I'm not going to be part of it. Actually, I got a bachelor's degree in business management, and I worked for different types of pharmaceutical companies. And later on in life, I was a trainer for a pharmaceutical company, gone all of the time. And so I needed to be home more, so I became a teacher for half the pay. But I was home with my kids and my wife, and I was able to take care of those types of things. So that's when I jumped into education. And I was a CTE teacher for 16 years. My last 4 years, I got associated with AZ StRUT because I taught computer hands-on, tearing computers apart, putting them back together, and got to know Tom Maylert with AZ StRUT. So AZ StRUT stands for Arizona Students Recycling Use Technology. They've been around since 1998 with a joint venture with Intel and Motorola. And so they didn't want all of their used technology to end up in the landfill or just go directly to the recycler. So we were able to bring it in as a midpoint and get those technology items into the hands of people that could use them and into the hands of students to learn how to use those. So if you take a look, I love this depiction here. It shows how we have product. We also take all those product into our organization. We're next door, and we are at Stardust building on the east side of the building. And every Tuesday and Thursday, we have it's like a triage. We have these big gaylords of pallets of merchandise that we sort, and we have volunteer staff and people on staff that are working to see is this product going to live or is it going to die? That's basically what we do. We make that decision. If it lives and it's in pretty good shape and we can just give it away as is, then it's a reuse. And we're able to get those into the hand of teachers that might need them. These might be projectors, they might be some large screen TVs that are still in pretty good shape. Anything that we can hand off with not much work. The next thing is the things that definitely are barely living and barely hanging on, and that's where we refurbish those units. So we bring those units into our warehouse, and then later on, as the education manager, I go to the schools and I work with different teachers that have computer maintenance courses, and then the kids get to actually refurbish these computers, get them up and running again, bring them back to us, and then we donate them out to underserved communities.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
All right. Okay.
We work with veterans, we work with refugees, we work with Title I schools, anyone that needs technology, but they don't need the latest, greatest. And so then the last thing we do is you can let it die. This is going directly to the recycler. And we get paid for recycling through the metals and plastics and those types of things. We just don't, we want them to go to R2 certified recyclers and make sure that it's taken care of. We don't want those big old monitors, you know, you've seen them, the big old CRTs, cathode ray tube monitors and TVs. Got a lot of nasty stuff in there, right? You got lead and mercury and cadmium and some of those that we want to keep out of the landfill. So they know how to take care of that stuff better than we do.
How about that? So you had almost, when you look at your mission and purpose, you were sort of looking at how can I support students in education and also protect the environment?
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically it. We just want you to remember. If you can say this with me, refurbish, reuse, and recycle. That's it, right? The three things. Come on. refurbish, reuse, and
recycle.
So keep that in mind. Earth Day is coming up April 22nd, and we have a lot of collection events going on. You can take a look at this next slide real quick, but that's the amount of tonnage that we're able to take care of throughout 2023, 500 tons. So every Tuesday and Thursday, we get a flatbed truck, diesel that comes by. We put 8 to 10 pallets going to the recycler. Then we also pull some of that tonnage into our space, and then we donate it back out. Can you go to the next slide quick? This shows our digital inclusion. This shows you the computers that were refurbished. So only 5% of the equipment that comes to us is refurbished, and we're able to get back into the hands of people who need them. So we gave out over 10,000 laptops last year, and over $680,000 worth of money, or the value of the equipment that we've given out. So over the last 8 to 10 years, we give out $500,000 worth of equipment on a yearly basis.
Wow, I tell you what, that's awesome. And I suspect, because when we look at the workforce, a lot of people say, when I go work somewhere, I want to work somewhere where I have a sense of purpose. And would you see that? I mean, I imagine you see that with your employees, with the students.
We get a lot of, everybody that's employed at our workplace right now has volunteered first. When I came on board when I was a teacher and I was going to teach this, I got involved with the organization, and in the middle of the summer outside for 3 weeks, we're out there sorting and doing those things. But everybody who works for us has always volunteered first. And then we say, man, you have a knack for this, would you like a part-time job moving into full-time employment?
Wow, I tell you, I can't imagine that everybody in the audience here isn't thinking about what you have at home, right? And some of the things you can get rid of because they're just sort of sitting in parts of the closet.
Yeah, so Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 1 is a time for you guys just to drop by and see us and drop everything off. We're at 1720 West Broadway and right next door.
Okay, and where else can they find information? I imagine a website?
Yeah, the website azstrut.org has a lot of information there. You can donate to our organization. You can sign up to volunteer. If you have large quantities of equipment that needs to be picked up, 15 to 20 boxes or computers or whatever, you can sign up there, and we'll have a driver come by and get it. And then we also have local Battery Plus stores around the valley that you're able to just drop off 1 or 2 pieces at a time, and our driver will go around and pick up and bring that into us.
That's excellent. Well, listen, thank you very much for taking the time out this morning and sharing your company's program. So appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Rich.